listen to me. You keep waiting for someone to change your life, for a job to call you back, for a teacher to believe in you, for a break to just show up on your doorstep. But here's the truth. The break you're waiting for is you. The person you've been waiting on to change your situation is already in the mirror. You want the world to respect you, but you haven't even developed yourself yet. You can't expect to have value in the marketplace if you've never added value to yourself. Stop asking for more and start becoming more. You say, I want success, but success is not given. It's earned through development. Develop your mind, develop your grind, develop your character, develop your patience, because hear me, when you develop you, everything changes. You don't chase success, starts chasing you. When you develop you, people can't ignore you. When you develop you, they can take the job. They can take the money, they can take the recognition, but they can't take your gift. You want to rise? Then build you, work on you, stretch you. Stop blaming the world and build the inner world. You're not broke, you're undeveloped. You're not behind, you're just unfinished. And the moment you commit to developing you, the game changes forever. Let me tell you something. Success isn't about luck, it's not about who your parents are. And it's not about what side of the tracks you came from. Nah, success starts with you, not with your environment, not with your circumstances. It starts with the work you put into yourself when nobody's watching. It starts with your willingness to grow even when the world isn't applauding. The real game is called self-development. And that's the foundation. You hear what I'm saying? The foundation. You keep trying to stack bricks on top of sand, wondering why your life keeps falling apart. You want to build a future, but you're not willing to build yourself first. And you wonder why your relationships don't last, why you keep losing jobs, why every dream you chase seems to slip through your fingers. It's because you haven't built the foundation, and the foundation is you. You. Listen, everybody wants the house. Everybody wants the dream car, the success, the followers, the recognition. But nobody wants to do the work to become the kind of person who can carry that weight. You want to live $1 million life on a $5 mindset. You want next level results, but you're still operating with entry level effort. That's not how it works. You don't get to leapfrog growth. You don't get to skip development and expect results. That's not the game. You gotta understand. The reason you're stuck isn't because you're not smart enough or talented enough. It's because you haven't taken the time to develop your gifts. That talent you got, it means nothing without development. It's raw and shaped, unrefined. Raw talent gets outperformed every single day by trained discipline. It's not enough to have the seed. You've got to water it, nourish it, protect it, and develop it until it becomes fruit. You feel me? You keep asking life to give you more, but what have you given to you lately? You're waiting for someone to invest in you, but you won't invest in your own development. You won't pick up the book. You won't wake up early. You won't leave the party. You won't sacrifice for growth. So why should the universe give you more when you won't even give yourself a chance to grow? And I get it. You want it fast. You want to be on stage tomorrow. You want the applause now. You want the win without the grind. But the truth is, what comes fast usually goes fast. Growth doesn't work like that. You can't microwave greatness. You got to put in the hours, the sweat, the tears. It's the reps that build the result. You think LeBron became LeBron overnight? You think Oprah just woke up and became a media empire? No, they worked on themselves when nobody cared. They trained when nobody was clapping. They educated themselves, pushed themselves, developed themselves, and the world saw the results after development. But you're trying to skip that process. And that's why you keep going in circles. You start and quit. You rise, then fall. You're building on hype, not growth, and hype fades, but development endures. You want to stop the cycle? Then build a foundation. Build you every single day you wake up. You've got two choices: to stay the same or to develop. That means feeding your mind. That means sharpening your discipline. That means saying a no to what's easy and yes to what's necessary. That means looking at your flaws and attacking them with honesty. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming people. Start developing you. You keep asking the world to open doors, but your character ain't strong enough to walk through them. You want opportunities, but you're not ready for the responsibility. And that's what development is. It's preparing for the life you say you want. Listen to me. If you never get serious about your own development, you will never reach the level you're meant for. You can dream all you want. You can vision board, manifest, pray, whatever. But if you don't grow into the version of you that can handle the vision, then the vision will crush you. You want to fly, but your wings are weak. You haven't trained. You haven't developed. And that's why you keep falling. You've got the power. You've got the potential. But now it's time to do something different. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more depending on motivation to move. It's time to build the version of you who doesn't quit. The version who wakes up with purpose. The version who outworks everybody in the room, not because they have to, but because it's who they've become. The next level is not found outside of you. It's buried deep within. Work. Develop. The foundation is you. Build it strong. And when the storms come, and they will, you'll still be standing. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. Let me be real with you. You've been sitting around waiting for someone to see your value. Waiting for someone to tell you that you got what it takes. Waiting for somebody to hand you the opportunity of a lifetime. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you your future. It's not their job. It's yours. You keep thinking that one day someone's going to notice you, discover you, believe in you, invest in you. But I'm here to tell you, you got to believe in yourself first. Because if you don't, why would they? You keep waiting on a hero, but you don't realize the hero is already inside of you. You are the solution to your own struggle. You are the answer to your own question. I know what you're thinking. It would be easier if someone just gave you a chance. But listen to me, life doesn't give handouts. Life gives opportunities to the people who prepare, the people who grind, the people who show up every day like it's their last chance to make it. Life rewards responsibility, not pity. Some of you are still mad at your parents, mad at your teacher, mad at your boss, mad at the world because they didn't give you what you thought you deserved. But let me ask you something. What have you done to earn it? What have you done to take control of your life? Are you working on you? Are you developing your craft? Are you waking up early, going the extra mile, pushing when nobody else is watching? Because if you're not, then why should the world reward you? Nobody is going to show up with a cape and rescue you from your pain. You've got to crawl out of it yourself. I get it. Maybe life hit you hard. Maybe you were abandoned, hurt, overlooked. Maybe you didn't have support growing up. But guess what? That doesn't mean you're stuck. That means you got a story. That means you got power inside of you that you haven't even tapped into yet. But you'll never find it if you keep waiting for someone else to activate it. You got to step up and activate it yourself. There comes a moment when you have to stop asking for help and start becoming the help. You've got to become the person you needed. Become the person you're looking for. Be your own inspiration, your own motivator, your own fuel. Stop depending on external validation. Stop depending on people to clap for you. Clap for yourself. Cheer for yourself. Push yourself. Push yourself. That's where the real power lives, and your ability to move without applause. Every day you delay responsibility, you delay your destiny. Every day you blame somebody else. You give your power away. And I'm telling you right now, it's time to take your power back. Nobody's coming to fix your life. You are the fixer. You are the one who gets up after falling. You are the one who chooses growth over comfort. You are the one who turns pain into power, losses into lessons, and storms into fuel. You want freedom? Then take ownership. Ownership of your time, ownership of your effort, ownership of your attitude. That's how you win. That's how you break cycles. That's how you stop waiting and start becoming. Because if you don't move, nothing moves. If you don't grind, nothing grows. If you don't shift, nothing changes. Some of you are waiting for a mentor. Be your own mentor. Be your own mentor. Study, learn, fail, try again. Find the wisdom in the struggle. Some of you are waiting for a leader. Set the tone, raise the bar. Some of you are waiting for the right time. There is no right time. There is no right time. The right time is right now. You keep hoping someone will carry you. But what if I told you your legs are strong enough? What if I told you that you were built for this? That you already have everything you need inside of you, the grit, the resilience, the heart, but you've been sleeping on it because you were told to wait. You were told to be patient. You were told to follow the crowd. But greatness doesn't follow the crowd. Greatness leads. And leaders don't wait to be saved. They rise. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need a sponsor to go. You don't need a sponsor to go to the next level. What you need is a decision. A decision that enough is enough. A decision that you won't be a victim anymore. A decision that you're going to take your pain, your past, your problem, and use them as fuel. You've been waiting for the world to open the door, but you don't realize you are the key. You don't knock anymore, man. You kick that door down. And if they don't let you in, you build your own. You build your own table, your own lane, your own life. Because when you stop waiting and start creating, the world can't ignore you. Nobody is coming to save you. And that's not bad news. That's the best news. Because it means you're in control. It means you don't have to wait another minute. You can rise right now. You can change everything right now. Everybody wants to be valued. Everybody wants to be respected. You want people to look at you and say, that one right there, they matter. But the truth is, you can't expect others to value you when you haven't learned how to value yourself. You keep asking people to treat you like a king or queen, but you don't even treat yourself like one. You don't invest in you. You don't protect your time. You don't protect your time. You don't build your gifts. And yet you're mad that the world isn't giving you what you want. Listen to me. The world doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to your value. You got dreams. I know you do. Well, let me ask you something. What are you doing to deserve them? You want that job, that position, that title, that platform. Or have you become the person who's worthy of it? You want people to pay you more, to recognize your worth. But what are you bringing to the table? Are you solving problems? Are you showing up early, staying late, studying when others are sleeping? Or are you just hoping things will fall into your lap? Because if you haven't noticed, that's not how it works. The market doesn't care about your story. The market cares about value. Let me be clear. Value is not something you are born with. It's something you build. You build it through discipline. You build it through sacrifice. You build it through consistency. And the more value you bring, the more value the world gives back. But it starts with you, not your boss, not your friend, not your family, you. If you don't see yourself as valuable, you're going to let people treat you any kind of way. You're going to settle. You're going to take less than you deserve. Not because you're weak, but because you haven't developed your value. You're going to take disrespect. You're going to stay places too long. You're going to accept crumbs when you were meant for the feast. All because you haven't upgraded you, I haven't upgraded you. You see, value is not a feeling. Value is a function. It's not about how confident you feel. It's about what you can consistently produce. It's not about potential, it's about performance. You can't cash in potential. You can't negotiate your dream on theory, you gotta show receipts. You've gotta become undeniable. But here's what I've learned. The first person you've gotta prove your value to is yourself. Before the paycheck, before the platform, before the applause, you've gotta be able to look in the mirror and know you gave everything you had. You've gotta go to bed with empty hands and a full heart because you left it all on the table. That's where self-respect is born. That's where real confidence comes from. You can't fake value. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't have it yet, it's okay. But now it's time to go build it. And building value doesn't happen in public. It happens in private. It happens when you wake up before the sun to study, when you say no to distractions, when you push yourself past comfort. That's where you separate yourself. That's where you become someone people can't ignore. You want to walk into rooms and command respect. You want to sit at tables where the conversations change your life. Then don't beg for a seat. Bring value. The world is full of people who talk, full of people who say, I want more. But only a few are out there doing the work to become more. The few who understand that if I make myself valuable, opportunities will come find me. I won't have to chase them. They'll chase me because value attracts. It opens doors. It changes rooms. It demands attention without saying a word. But you gotta work for it. You gotta earn it every day. You can't fake greatness. You can't pretend your way to high performance. You gotta train for it like your life depends on it. Because in some ways, it does. Your future, your peace, your legacy, they're all waiting on you to rise to your true value. You keep scrolling, comparing, watching other people win. But that's not the move. The move is to develop you so deeply, so intentionally, that you stop worrying about competition because you know you are the standard. You become so valuable, they can't afford to lose you. You become so effective, they can't replace you. You become so focused on building yourself that people don't just respect you. They depend on you. And when you get there, when you know who you are and what you bring, that's when everything shifts. That's when doors start flying open. That's when you stop begging and start choosing. But it doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens through the quiet work, the lonely grind, the relentless decision to become the most valuable version of you. You keep saying you want to win. You keep telling everybody you're hungry, that you've got dreams, that you're trying to make something of your life. But let me ask you something real. How bad do you actually want it? Because if you're not willing to pay the price, you don't want it that bad. You just like the idea of it. You're in love with the fantasy of success, but you're allergic to the sacrifice it requires. You want the results, but you don't want the process. You want the crown, but you're not willing to carry the weight. It doesn't work like that. Nothing great comes without sacrifice. You've got to give something up to go up. You got to lose sleep, comfort, distraction, sometimes even people if you want to level up. You think greatness is free? No, greatness is expensive, and the price is paid in advance. That dream you keep talking about, it demands everything. Not just on the good days, not just when you're motivated. Every single day, even on the days you don't feel like it, even when nobody is clapping, even when the world is sleeping on you, especially then. You've got to be willing to do what most people won't, so you can live how most people can. You've got to be willing to be uncomfortable, to wake up earlier than everyone else, to work while others are partying, to study when others are scrolling, to discipline your body, your mind, your habits, your circle. Sacrifice is not optional. It's not a side effect. It's the entry fee. It's the minimum payment. It's the cost of admission to your own greatness. Everybody wants change, but nobody wants to change. You say you want the six-pack, but you won't change your diet. You say you want to be rich, but you won't budget. You say you want to be a leader, but you're still following the crowd. If you're not willing to leave behind the things that are holding you back, you're not serious. You're just talking. And talk is cheap. Discipline's expensive. But it pays dividends. It pays with freedom, with confidence, with opportunity, with legacy. Look, success don't care how you feel. Sacrifice don't care if you're tired. The question isn't how you feel. The question is, what are you committed to? You can't chase your goals based on emotions. If your grind is based on your mood, you'll always be inconsistent. You've got to grind based on vision, based on purpose, based on calling. That means doing the work whether you feel like it or not. That means locking in when the motivation disappears. That means showing up every day like it's your last shot, because one day it will be. And don't get it twisted. Sacrifice doesn't mean suffering forever. It means choosing short-term pain for long-term power. It means giving up what's easy now so you can have what's great later. It means saying no to temporary pleasure so you can say yes to permanent progress. Some of you are selling your future for comfort. You're trading decades of legacy for a few hours of ease, and you don't even realize it. You think skipping the workout is harmless. You think watching another hour of TV is no big deal. You think putting off your goals one more day is nothing. Well, let me tell you, it adds up. Every small compromise adds up, and the bill always comes due. You either sacrifice for your dream now, or you sacrifice your dream later. There is no middle ground. Some of you are holding on to people who are draining you, to habits that are killing your discipline, to routines that are keeping you average, and you know it. But you're scared to let go. You're afraid to feel uncomfortable. But listen, nothing grows in comfort. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort keeps you the same. Sacrifice pushes you to evolve. Sacrifice builds you into someone who can carry the weight of the vision. You say you want to be successful, then prove it. Not with your words, with your schedule, with your effort, with your sacrifice. The dream doesn't work unless you do, and not just when it's convenient. You've got to outwork your doubt, outwork your fear, outwork your excuses. And that takes sacrifice. You don't rise by wishing. You rise by working. You rise by deciding that you're done playing small. Done making excuses. Done letting the old you dictate your future. You rise by choosing the hard road, the disciplined road, the road of sacrifice. So here's the challenge. Every day, look at your life and ask, what am I willing to give up to go up? What comfort can I release? What distraction can I eliminate? What excuse can I kill? Because the more you sacrifice, the more you grow. The more you stretch, the more you see just how powerful you really are. Nobody said this would be easy, but it will be worth it. If you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. And that begins with sacrifice. Stop comparing your journey to anybody else's. Stop measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. Their path is not your path. Their gift is not your gift. Their calling is not your calling. You weren't made to copy. You were made to create. You were made to carve out a lane so powerful, so unique, so undeniable that else can feel it but you. But you'll never get there if you keep trying to fit into somebody else's mold. You were created with something special inside you, something that nobody else on this planet had. You're not a duplicate. You're not a knockoff. You're one of one. And until you embrace that, you'll always feel like you're falling short. Not because you're not enough, but because you're trying to become someone you were never meant to be. Comparison is a killer. It's poison. You look at somebody else's highlight reel and compare it to your behind the scenes. You see them winning. Instead of being inspired, you start to doubt yourself. You start thinking, man, I should be farther along. I should be more successful. I should be doing what they're doing. But let me tell you something. The minute you start chasing their purpose, you abandon your own. You weren't built to do what they do. You were built to do what you do. But you got to trust that. You've got to trust your pace. Trust your process. Trust the God-given uniqueness that was placed inside you. There's nobody else walking this earth who can do it like you. Nobody else who thinks like you, speaks like you, moves like you. And if you don't embrace that, you lose the very thing that makes you powerful. Too many people are so busy watching others run that they forget to run their own race. They're constantly glancing to the side, checking where everybody else is. And in the process, they trip over their own feet. They miss the finish line they were called to cross. You can't win if you're looking sideways. You win by looking straight ahead. Tunnel vision, locked in, focused on your assignment. And don't get it twisted, just because someone else got there first doesn't mean they got your blessing. Just because they're shining right now doesn't mean your time isn't coming. Your time is coming, but it's tied to your authenticity. You don't unlock your future by copying theirs. You unlock it by becoming the full version of you. There's nothing wrong with being inspired. Be motivated, learn, watch, grow, but don't mimic. Don't mold yourself into their image. That's not growth, that's self-betrayal. And eventually it'll exhaust you. You'll burn out trying to be something you're not. You'll lose your passion because it's not fueled by purpose, it's fueled by insecurity. And insecurity can never take you to destiny. Only authenticity can do that. You want to develop yourself? Then start by identifying what makes you you. Start by asking, what do I bring to the table that no one else does? And then go all in on that. Don't water it down. Don't dim it to make other people comfortable. Don't shrink to fit into rooms that were never meant for your full expression. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. You have a voice, use it. You have a gift, sharpen it. You have a calling, answer it. Even if no one claps for you yet. Even if nobody understands what you're building. Keep building, keep developing, keep showing up as you. Because eventually the world catches on. Eventually they see the difference. Eventually they realize there's nobody else who can deliver what you deliver. But that only happens when you stay true. See, what's rare becomes valuable. Diamonds are valuable because they're rare. Authenticity is your diamond. It's what separates you. It's what turns head. But you'll never discover it if you keep trying to copy someone else's shine. Their path won't unlock your purpose. Their spotlight won't light your fire. You've got to light your own flame and keep it burning, even in the dark, even when no one's watching, even when nobody gets it yet. Some of you have been hiding your voice, hiding your ideas, hiding your dreams, because you were afraid they wouldn't be accepted, because they didn't look like what everyone else was doing. But let me tell you, that's exactly why you need to bring them out. That difference is your advantage. That uniqueness is your leverage. The more you hide it, the more the world misses out. And not just the world, you miss out. You miss out on peace, on purpose, on impact, on becoming who you were always meant to be. Because here's the truth, you will never be fulfilled trying to live someone else's life. You will never feel powerful walking in someone else's shoes. You were created for your own lane. You were made to run your own race. And it's time to stop drifting and start developing the real you. So silence the noise, tune out the distractions, let go of the comparison. You want to be great, then you've got to get comfortable with failure. Stop fearing it. Stop avoiding it. Stop running from it. Failure is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It's the secret ingredient to success that most people don't want to talk about because failure feels uncomfortable. It stings. It bruises your ego. But if you don't learn to embrace it, you'll never grow. You'll never develop. You'll never reach the level you're meant to reach. Let me tell you something real. Every single person who's ever achieved greatness has failed more times than they can count. They failed in school, they failed at jobs, they failed in relationships, they failed in business. But here's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who make it don't quit. They fail forward. They use failure as fuel. They study their mistakes, learn from them, and come back stronger every single time. You see, failure is not final unless you make it final. It's not a stop sign. It's a signal to adjust your strategy, to rethink your approach, to get smarter. If you never fail, it means you're not pushing hard enough. You're not stepping outside your comfort zone. You're playing it too safe. And safe is the enemy of progress. Growth happens when you risk it all. When you step into the arena and take your shots, knowing you might miss, but refusing to let that stop you. So why do so many people let failure break them? Because they confuse failure with identity. They think failing means they're losers. They think a setback means they're worthless. But that's a lie. Failure is an event. It's something that happens. It's not who you are. You are not your failures. You are what you do after your failures. You are the comeback story, the one who refused to stay down, the one who decided to fight again. When you embrace failure, you stop being afraid of it. You stop avoiding risks. You start trying new things. You start growing in ways you never thought possible. You become resilient. You become unstoppable. You understand that failure is simply part of the process, part of the journey toward excellence. And here's another truth. The lessons you learn from failure are priceless. They teach you humility. They teach you patience. They teach you perseverance. They teach you where you need to improve. When you analyze your failures honestly, you gain clarity. You identify your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. You get better. You get sharper. You get wiser. Failure also builds character. It forces you to dig deep and find strength you didn't know you had. It humbles you, but it also empowers you. It strips away the fake confidence and replaces it with real confidence. The kind that comes from experience, from surviving a storm and coming out on the other side. Think about the greatest leaders, the most successful entrepreneurs, the top athletes. What do they have in common? They've all failed hard. They've all faced rejection, criticism, and doubt. But none of that stopped them because they understood failure is just a stepping stone. It's part of the blueprint for success. They embraced it, learned from it, and kept moving forward. So if you want to develop yourself, stop fearing failure and start chasing it away. Chase it through taking bold actions, through pushing past your limits, through daring to do what others won't. Because every time you fail and keep going, you're one step closer to your breakthrough. You're one step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Don't let the fear of failure paralyze you. Don't let past mistakes define your future. Your story is not over. Your greatest chapter might be right around the corner, but you won't get there if you're too scared to fail. You gotta fail forward. You gotta learn fast. You gotta bounce back stronger every single time. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. It's proof that you're trying, proof that you're growing, proof that you're developing into the person you were created to be. So next time you fail, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Face it head on, study it, learn from it, and then get back in the game with more wisdom, more courage, and more determination than ever before. Failure is the price you pay for greatness. Pay it gladly. Pay it often. Because on the other side of failure is your breakthrough, your victory, your future. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You want success, you want change, you want to develop into the person you know you can be. Then you got to master discipline. Motivation is great. It's the spark. But discipline is the fire that keeps you burning long after the motivation fades. Discipline is what separates those who talk about dreams from those who actually live them. See, discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up before the sun rises because you know that extra hour of work moves you closer to your goal. It's choosing to say no to distractions when the world is screaming for your attention. It's sticking to your plan when the easy route is tempting. Discipline is not a one-time thing. It's a lifestyle. It's the daily commitment to your own growth, no matter how tired, frustrated, or discouraged you feel. Many people think discipline is about punishment or restriction, but that's a lie. Discipline is freedom. The freedom to control your own life, to shape your destiny, to refuse to be a slave to temporary feelings or outside circumstances. When you develop discipline, you develop power. The power to decide how your day goes, how your habits form, how your future unfolds. You want to develop yourself? Then you got to develop discipline. Because without discipline, talent won't take you far. Without discipline, motivation will burn out. Without discipline, dreams remain just that. Dream. Discipline turns vision into reality. It takes your I wish and turns it into I did. The truth is discipline requires sacrifice. It means delaying gratification. It means making choices that might be unpopular or uncomfortable. It means prioritizing your long-term success over short-term pleasure. And that's tough because our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards. But if you want to build something meaningful, something lasting, you got to train your mind to choose what's best, not just what's easy. And discipline doesn't discriminate. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, even when you mess up, even when you fail, even when you feel like quitting. The most disciplined people aren't those who never fall. They're those who never stay down. They get up, they adjust, they keep moving forward. Developing discipline also means setting boundaries. Boundaries with yourself and with others. It means protecting your time and energy. It means saying no to distractions, toxic people, and bad habits. It means being ruthless about what you allow into your life, because every choice either moves you closer to your goal or pulls you further away. Remember, your environment matters. Discipline becomes easier when you surround yourself with people who hold you accountable, who challenge you to be better, who inspire you to keep going. You gotta be intentional about your circle. You gotta cut out the noise that pulls you off course. Discipline thrives in structure, in routine, in a plan that you commit to day in and day out. And discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you resist temptation, the easier it becomes to resist the next time. The more you push through discomfort, the more resilient you become. But if you neglect discipline, it atrophies, it weakens, and then it becomes harder to do what you know you need to do. So if you want to develop yourself, start with discipline. Don't wait for motivation or inspiration. Those come and go. Discipline is reliable. Discipline is what will carry you through the storms, the setbacks, the moments when you want to give up. Discipline is the difference between dreaming about success and actually achieving it. You have to decide right now. Will you be a person who acts on their goals every day? Will you be a person who stays committed even when it's hard? Will you be a person who builds habits that build their future? Because the truth is, your life is the sum of your habits. Your success is the product of your discipline. Develop discipline and you develop your destiny. It's that simple. It's that powerful. It's the key to unlocking the best version of you. You have to own your story. You have to own your story. Nobody else is going to tell it for you. Nobody else is going to live it for you. Your life, your past, your struggles, your victory, these are uniquely yours. And if you want to develop yourself, if you want to push through, if you want to break limits, you got to take full responsibility for everything in your life. No more blaming, no more excuses, no more waiting for someone else to fix it. This is your story. You're the author. You're the main character. And if you don't own it, no one else will. Too many people live in victim mode. caught in the we me mentality, stuck replaying the same negative scenes over and over in their head. But your past doesn't define you unless you let it. You can choose to be a victim or a victor. You can choose to be stuck or you can choose to rise. The moment you own your story, you take back your power. You say, yes, this happened to me. Yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I faced challenges, but none of that stops me. I'm moving forward. That's the mindset of a winner. Owning your story means embracing all parts of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. It means being honest with yourself about where you are and where you want to go. No more sugarcoating, no more pretending. When you accept your reality fully, you give yourself the power to change it, because change only comes from truth, and truth begins with ownership. When you own your story, you stop living life on autopilot. You stop blaming your environment, your upbringing, or your circumstances for your failure. Boom. You realize you have the power to rewrite your future. It doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is where you're going. And the first step in that journey is owning every piece of your past and using it as fuel to propel you forward. This doesn't mean you have to stay stuck in regret or pain. It means you use your story as a lesson, as motivation, as a blueprint. Your scars become your badges of honor, proof that you survived and that you're still standing. The struggles you endured are the strength you carry. When you own your story, you transform pain into power, wounds into wisdom, failures into lessons. Let me be clear. Owning your story is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about authenticity. People respect authenticity. People connect with realness. When you stop hiding your struggles and start sharing your truth, you inspire others. You show them that growth is possible, that development is real, and that they're not alone. Your story could be a light in someone else's darkness if you own it fully. There's also freedom and ownership. Freedom from shame, freedom from regret, freedom from the chains of denial. When you stop running from your past and start embracing it, you break free. You become unstoppable. You become the master of your destiny because you understand that your story, no matter how hard it's been, is a tool for your transformation. And here's the challenge. It takes courage to own your story. Your story is easier to blame, to hide, to run away. But courage is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Courage is the muscle you build by facing your truth head on. Every time you choose ownership over victimhood, you grow stronger. Every time you embrace your story, you step closer to your purpose. You want to develop yourself? Then start by owning your story completely. No excuses, no shame, no deny. Just full ownership. That's where the real work begins. That's where the transformation starts. When you do this, you'll see doors open that you never knew existed. You'll find strength you never knew you had. And you'll become the person you were always meant to be. Your story is powerful. Your story is unique. Your story is the foundation of your future. So own it, live it, and develop from it. Because when you own your story, you own your life. One of the most critical things you need to develop yourself is to build relentless consistency. Consistency is the backbone of success. You want results? You want growth? You want to see your dreams turn into reality? Then you must show up every single day. No exceptions, no shortcuts, no excuses. Consistency means putting in the work day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when the excitement fades, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Because it's not about bursts of effort. It's about the steady grind that creates unshakable momentum. Most people start strong, fired up, motivated, and ready to conquer the world. But after a few days or weeks, the fire dims. They get distracted, overwhelmed, or discouraged. The result, they quit, they fall off track, they go back to square one. But the difference between those who achieve and those who don't is simple. Those who succeed are the ones who stay consistent, no matter what. You've got to realize that success is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when it's easier to stay in bed than to chase your goals. Days when you wonder if all this effort is worth it. But here's the secret. Those are the days that count the most. Those are the days where discipline meets destiny. The days you show up when no one's watching are the days that build your character and build your future. Consistency also means making your goals non-negotiable. It means setting a standard for yourself and refusing to settle for less. It means developing routines that support your growth and sticking to them religiously. If your goal is to get fit, it's not about going to the gym once in a while. It's about going every day or every scheduled session, no matter how tired or busy you are. If your goal is to write a book, it's not about writing a chapter once a month. It's about writing every day, even if it's just a paragraph. The little things done consistently become the big things. But consistency isn't just about showing up. It's about showing up with purpose. It's about having a plan and executing it with intention. You can't just grind blindly. You gotta be strategic. You gotta focus on what moves the needle. You got to prioritize your action so that every effort counts. This kind of consistency leads to progress, and progress fuels motivation. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Another important aspect of consistency is patience. You have to understand that results don't come overnight. You won't see the fruits of your labor the first day, the first week, or even the first month. But if you're consistent, if you keep working, the results will come. They might come slowly at first, but they will come. And when they do, they'll be worth every single ounce of effort you put in. Patience combined with consistency is a powerful force that can move mountains. It's also important to understand that consistency builds trust with yourself. When you show up day after day, you prove to yourself that you can be counted on, that you're reliable, that you have integrity. And that trust is foundational to building confidence. When you believe in yourself, when you trust yourself, you can take on bigger challenges and push harder toward your dreams. Now, consistency requires sacrifice. There will be distractions, temptations, and easier paths. There will be moments when giving in seems like the better choice. But the difference between those who develop themselves and those who don't is the ability to resist those temptations, to say no to the quick fix, to say no to the easy way out. Because every time you choose to stay consistent, you're investing in your future. You're building the life you want one day at a time. Remember, the world isn't impressed by how hard you start. The world is impressed by how hard you finish. And the only way to finish strong is with relentless consistency. You can't outwork consistency. You can't fake it. You can't rely on luck. You got to commit to the long haul, to the process, to the grind. So, if you want to develop yourself, start by making consistency your best friend. Commit to showing up every day with focus, purpose, and patience. Develop routines that push you forward. Build habits that support your goals. And most importantly, refuse to quit when things get tough. Because it's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's about being consistent when others give up. Consistency is what separates the winners from the quitters. It's what turns dreams into realities. It's the key that unlocks your potential and allows you to become the person you were created to be. When you commit to consistency, you commit to your future, your growth, and your success. And nothing can stop you then. To develop yourself, you have to embrace the power of focus. Focus is not just about paying attention. It's about intentionality, about directing your energy and your efforts toward what truly matters. Without focus, all your hard work can scatter like dust in the wind. You might be busy, but busy doesn't mean productive. You might be active, but active doesn't mean effective. Focus is the difference between spinning your wheels and actually moving forward. When you focus, you block out distractions. The noise, the social media, the gossip, the doubts, everything that pulls you away from your purpose. Focus means knowing what your goals are and dedicating yourself to them fully. It's about setting priorities and sticking to them, even when the world tries to pull you in every direction. Without focus, your goals become fuzzy, your efforts diluted, and your results minimal. But focus isn't easy. You live in a world designed to steal your attention. Notifications pop up every second. There's always something vying for your eyes and your time. If you don't train your mind, if you don't practice focus daily, you will lose. You'll get lost in the noise. You'll lose sight of what's important. So to develop yourself, you gotta build focus like a muscle, strengthening it with discipline, practice, and consistency. One of the first steps to building focus is clarity. You have to know what you want, and not just generally, but specifically. Vague goals lead to vague results. If your goal is to be successful, that's too broad. If your goal is also to increase my sales by 20% in the next quarter, that's clear. When you have clarity, Your focus sharpens because your target becomes visible. You can aim directly with purpose and confidence. Once you have clarity, you have to protect your focus fiercely. Guard your time. Guard your energy. Learn to say no. No to distractions. No to unnecessary commitments. No to anything that doesn't serve your mission. People who succeed are not those who try to do everything, but those who focus on the right things. They understand that every yes is also a no to something else. So choose wisely. Focus also requires resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when it feels impossible to stay on track. Stay on track. Life will throw challenges your way and distractions will get louder. But focus means keeping your eyes on the prize, even when the path gets tough. It means tuning out the noise and tuning out the noise and tuning into your purpose. It means doing the work when motivation is low and the journey feels long. Another crucial part of focus is managing your environment. Your surroundings either support your goals or sabotage them. If you want to focus, you need a space that helps you concentrate, whether it's a quiet room, a dedicated workspace, or even a mindset that blocks out distractions. You also need to surround yourself with people who respect your focus and encourage your growth, not those who drain your energy or distract you. Technology is both a tool and a threat to focus. Use it wisely. Set boundaries for your screen time. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Create focus blocks of time where you eliminate interruptions and dive deep into your work. The more you control technology, the more it works for you instead of against you. Building focus is also about mindfulness, being present in the moment. When you focus, you give your full attention to the task at hand. You don't multitask or let your mind wander. This presence increases the quality of your work and helps you complete tasks faster and better. When you practice mindfulness regularly, you train your brain to stay sharp and engaged, which is essential for long-term success. You have to understand that focus is not a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. Every day you choose what you pay attention to. Every day you decide whether you let distractions win or whether you prioritize your growth. It's a choice. And the more you make the choice to focus, the stronger your focus becomes and the easier it is to stay on track. Developing focus also means setting clear goals and breaking them into manageable steps. When your goals feel overwhelming, it's easy to get distracted or discouraged. But when you have a clear plan and a step-by-step approach, focus becomes natural because you always know what to do next. This eliminates confusion and keeps your mind locked on progress. Finally, focus breeds excellence. When you focus, you give yourself the chance to master your craft. You put in the hours needed to become exceptional. You push past mediocrity and achieve greatness. The most successful people in the world are not the most talented. They are the most focused. They commit their time, energy, and resources to one thing at a time until they reach mastery. So if you want to develop yourself, make focus non-negotiable. Train your mind to eliminate distractions. Create clarity in your goals. Protect your time and energy. Stay resilient through setbacks. Manage your environment. Use technology wisely. Practice mindfulness. Break goals into steps. Commit every day to your focus. When you do this, you unlock your potential, you accelerate your growth, and you step into the greatness waiting for you.